Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my first Geosearch webinar on acquiring new ground with automated surveillance. If you don't know me, I'm Peter Brammall, the Strategic Support Officer for LandTracks Systems, and I've been in tenement management since 1996. Datamine recently purchased LandTracks Systems and it's expanding its footprint around the world. Will dominate the world soon. LandTracks Systems been providing tenement management software for 20 years. We have a few products. LandTracker, it's our tenement agreement and environmental management system. Expenditure Watch, which is a real time saver for lodging expenditure reports, and Tenement Safety Net, a backup for your tenement management systems. Geosearch is a great tenement surveillance tool. If you provide us a polygon, we will monitor that polygon and provide reports on every tenement that is surrendered in that area, on every change to a tenement in that area, which will give you the competitive edge over all your competitors. This is a practical example of why you should get Geosearch. I used to manage this tenement, Bronzewing, back in the 90s. This is the Bronzewing mine in the distance. Creasy actually sold it and the Jundee mine to Joe Gartnick for 120 million. He then invested in bonds. It doubled, American bonds. It doubled in price overnight, and that was the start of his way to being a billionaire. This ground south of Jundee mine, Bronzewing mine, sorry, became available in 1992, and there was a scrum at the door of the registrar to lodge applications. Morris Urquhart lodged prospecting licenses, claimed he pegged them on midnight, but the warden threw it out. He claimed he was lying. Creasy made 5 applications on various names, and Leith Beale, the CEO of Audax, made 1 application, won the ballot. Creasy took him all the way to the High Court, but he was dismissed. So the lessons we can gain from this is why you need Geosearch. You can avoid paying an exorbitant amount of money for tenements. You acquire tenure in a competitive environment. You'll be ahead of your competitors, reduce your sunk costs, and prevent the endless litigation. And you don't have to enter into joint ventures, expensive joint ventures, to acquire ground. There are ample opportunities to acquire tenements in WA. In the last 12 months, there's been 1,755 tenements surrendered, including 40 mining leases. That's 5.5% of the current number of tenements. In the next 12 months, there's 759 8-year-old Ps are going to expire that cannot be renewed unless you put a mining lease over the top or general purpose lease. The other expiry is because owners fail to lodge renewals. The tenements become too expensive to hold, so they let them lapse or surrender, and they fail to pay the rent and are forfeited. So how do we capture all these expiring tenements? It all starts when we download all the tenement data that's available in Australia into our LandTracker SQL database. Image is just an example of the data we download. We're not seeing all the tenements because we've rendered the image so it doesn't crash your computer. And from the first download overnight, we produce the 5:30 report and send that first thing in the morning. This is actually called Geosearch Regular. So let's go behind the scenes of Mineral Titles Online. And you need to understand that Mineral Titles Online to understand what we're doing and how we're doing it and why we're doing it. So at the moment, we've got Mineral Titles Online. someone's lodged a surrender outright at 11:06 on the 18th March. It shows in the death date here, but the status is dead. This is a forfeiture application, and for non-requirements with reporting applications. But this status doesn't necessarily read dead when it's actually surrendered. It'll stay live for a while, but this is a query you need to do on Mineral Titles Online. So you also have to understand the timeline of what's happening in the department. So it opens at 8:30 in the morning, closes at 4:30 in the afternoon. You can lodge applications within that time. Any applications lodged overnight from 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. are deemed to be received at the same time in the morning. And it also includes those tenements lodged up to 8:45 in the morning. These tenements then go into a ballot. The dealings aren't shown. In that previous slide, we were showing the dealings. They aren't shown on the day they're lodged. They're not released till 4:30 in the afternoon when the dealing search is done. We can lodge a dealing extract at 5:30 in the afternoon and give you an hour's jump on everyone else. The status field changes only 10 to 20% of the time, changing from live to dead at the same time as the dealing does, but it gives you 20% more chance of getting a tenement before everyone else. We run these status change reports every 5 minutes, and we run the 5:30 report at 5:30 in the morning or thereabouts. We release a tenement list report around about 7:30. This is our 5:30 report. It shows you that we've got all of WA tenements, New South Wales tenements, Queensland, Northern Territory, South Australia, and we haven't mentioned Tasmania, but we do Tasmania as well. We've got up here we've got a shape file, a tab file, and a KMZ file. This KMZ file can be dragged straight into Google Earth. And when it's in Google Earth, it's similar to this. So the red files are the red tenements are dead. The purple ones are partial surrenders. The yellow ones are tenements near death that you need, like the 8-year-old Ps. And the green ones are new applications. You can follow this go to MTO for that particular tenant we're looking at here. And this is what you'll see. It was surrendered outright at 9:30 in the morning, but you can see the status is still live. This is what we were talking about before. But you can actually lodge a tenement as soon as this tenement surrender outright occurs in the dealings. We go back to the 5:30 report and we see the same tenement that's been surrendered outright, and you can link that to LandTracks Maps, which is a free product that we supply. All you have to do is register. This is the tenement with the topographic background, the same tenement with the satellite view, the same tenement with a magnetic view with a Mindex as well. You can see the Mindex spots there that have all the mineralization spots in WA. So we go to the Geosearch live report. So the Geosearch live report has the 5:30 report, the status change reports, the 7:30 tenement list changes, and the dealings RSS feed report. The list change report is a great little tool for identifying what tenements come into your polygon and what tenements are going out of your polygon. And it'll give you the number of tenements within your polygon. This is all for all of WA, so it's got 31,000 within the polygon, and 22 died overnight. The list changes report has a KMZ file with it, and we're seeing the KMZ file in Google Earth here. The status change report, this is a pretty exciting report that comes during the day between 8:30 and 4:30, 20% of the time when the status changes. So the status change is going to be up here. This is our report you received during the day. You can see this is lodged at 10:55 on the 4th of April, but we're running the status reports every 5 minutes, but it's not appeared until 2:30 in the afternoon. But this is the first alert. This is the first time anyone's seen this report, or anyone's seen that this tenement is available. Here's another tenement, giving you an example of what's happening. The wardens forfeited this tenement for non-payment of rent. The forfeiture happened at 12 o'clock midnight, but it's not shown up until 12:56 the next day, and it's a first alert. So this is the first time you or anyone will have seen this happen legally. Then we have our dealings RSS feed. You can download the dealings overnight from the department. They have an RSS feed. We put it into a report. These are all the first alerts again that are showing up. The tenements have been surrendered. There's a partial surrender, voluntary partial surrender. They do this so the voluntary partial surrender goes into the dealings, and that can be picked up straight away. The partial surrender under section 65.3, this is the compulsory partial surrender. This goes in a 14-day moratorium period before you can apply for the ground. This comes with a KML file, and this is the dealings in that KML file of the surrenders. So the map gives you an idea of where the tenements are. You can also layer that if you like. So our Geosearch Premium is a paid dealing extract that we do at 3:30 in the afternoon, an hour before it's released by Demirs for free. We go into MTO, do a dealing search on the group of tenements in your polygon. This one, we see the first alert is the first time anyone knows about this. You'll have the advantage of being an hour before anyone applying for a tenement. This does link to MTO, and it does link to LandTracks maps. This is the same tenement with the magnetics background. So, in summary, we're world leaders in automatic tenement surveillance. No one else does it. It'll increase productivity for tenement monitoring. I know an exploration manager that just used to sit on the MTO and press one button all day trying to gather tenements. That's a complete waste of time of exploration manager's time. It's a seamless link between GIS and tenement data. You don't have to get into map info or ArcGIS to see where the tenements are. And it has worldwide monitoring. We've added Finland and Canada recently, and we're looking at a couple other countries at the moment. Thank you for attending the talk.